Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mindset Matters, the courage to continue. This podcast is meant to bring hope and inspiration to your day. You and I have been born into a unique time in history. The command to guard our heart and mind has never been more vital to our mental, emotional, and spiritual health. Let's guide each other on this journey. If you have a hero heart story from your corner of the world that you would like to share on this podcast, please send it to the email address mindsetmatterspodcast1@gmail.com. If you know of someone who would benefit from uplifting content, please share this podcast. Please visit our website, mindsetmatters.buzzsprout.com. Now please join me for an uplifting hero heart story. Imagine a world where the sky held no limits, where dreams took flight on wings of courage. In the captivating story of Bessie Coleman, discover the untamed spirit that soared beyond barriers and broke through the clouds of adversity. Join us on a thrilling journey through history, where a young woman's passion for the skies transcended race and gender, forever leaving her mark as the queen of aviation. Get ready to be uplifted by the incredible life of Bessie Coleman. Welcome to Mindset Matters, the courage to continue, the podcast where we explore the extraordinary lives of ordinary individuals who have overcome immense challenges and emerged as beacons of inspiration. I'm your host, Lisa Sinclair, and today we embark on a remarkable journey into the life of one such individual. This is episode 7, The Courage to Shatter the Glass Ceiling, the Hero Heart of Bessie Coleman. Settle in for a gripping tale of courage, resilience, and unwavering faith. On a crisp January day in 1892, Elizabeth, affectionately known as Bessie, took her first breath in the heart of Atlanta, Texas. She was the 10th of a remarkable 13 siblings born to George Coleman, a man whose heritage carried whispers of Cherokee or Choctaw ancestry, and Susan Coleman, a resilient African-American woman. In those days, having 9 siblings survive childhood was a testament to the time's toughness. When Bessie was just a toddler of 2, her family packed their dreams and hopes into their bags and journeyed to Waxahachie, Texas, where the land was tilled by sharecroppers like them. It was here that the roots of her education began to sprout. At the tender age of 6, young Bessie embarked on a daily 4-mile trek to her segregated one-room school, a testament to her unyielding determination. Within those walls, she found her sanctuary, her love for reading, and an undeniable talent for math that set her apart from her peers. Bessie's thirst for knowledge was boundless, and her elementary education became a cornerstone of the extraordinary journey that lay ahead. With every changing season, Bessie Coleman's life followed a steady rhythm of school, chores, and church. But there was one constant interruption that marked her days, the call of the cotton fields during harvest time. It was a demanding duty that pulled her away from her studies and the sanctuary of her faith. In the year 1901, a pivotal moment of change arrived when George Coleman, her father, left their family behind. He sought the promise of better opportunities in the then called Indian Territory, now known as Oklahoma, yet his wife and children chose to remain behind. At the tender age of 12, a remarkable opportunity blossomed for Bessie. She received a scholarship to the Missionary Baptist Church School, a chance that promised to transform her life. As she approached her 18th year, fueled by her unwavering determination, Bessie gathered her hard-earned savings and embarked on an inspiring journey to the Oklahoma Colored Agricultural and Normal University, which we now know as Langston University. Her dream of higher education was within reach, but the path was not without its challenges. With her funds running low, she was forced to return home after completing just one term. In 1915, a 23-year-old Bessie embarked on a life-changing journey, leaving her Texas roots behind to plant new ones in the vibrant city of Chicago, Illinois. Her brothers became her companions and roommates in this bustling metropolis. In the heart of Chicago, Bessie carved her niche as a manicurist at the White Sox Barbershop, a place where the tales of wartime pilots returning from World War I filled the air like the intoxicating scent of aftershave. Their stories ignited a spark within her, igniting a passionate desire to take flight herself. To fuel this dream, she didn't stop at one job. She took on the role of a restaurant manager at a chili parlor, tirelessly saving every hard-earned penny in pursuit of her aviation ambitions. But here's the twist. In the early 20th century, American flight schools were locked tight to both women and Black individuals. In the face of this unjust reality, Bessie found an ally in Robert S. Abbott, a visionary who founded and published the influential Chicago Defender newspaper. Abbott championed her cause and used his newspaper as a powerful platform to broadcast her aspirations. Through the collective support of Abbott, banker Jessa Binga, and the Defender, Bessie Coleman's dreams began to take flight, transcending the boundaries of gender and race. In a bold move, Bessie enrolled in a French language class at the renowned Berlitz Language Schools right in the heart of Chicago. But she wasn't just preparing to master a new tongue, she was gearing up for an adventure of a lifetime. On November 20th, 1920, with determination coursing through her veins, Bessie embarked on a journey that would take her across the Atlantic to the enchanting city of Paris, France. Her mission was to conquer the skies and earn her pilot's license. In the picturesque landscape of France, Bessie honed her flying skills, taking the helm of a Nieuport 564 biplane. But here's the twist. This wasn't your typical aircraft. Picture a steering system resembling a stout baseball bat right in front of the pilot, with a rudder bar nestled beneath the pilot's feet. It was a cockpit unlike any other, and Bessie fearlessly embraced the challenge, proving that no obstacle could deter her from soaring to new heights. June 15, 1921, marked an extraordinary milestone in history as Bessie achieved what no one had before. With sheer determination, she shattered multiple glass ceilings in a single day, etching her name in the annals of aviation legend. In a groundbreaking feat, Bessie became not only the first Black woman, but also the first self-identified Native American to secure an aviation pilot's license. But she didn't stop there. She soared even higher, earning the distinction of being the first Black person and self-identified Native American to clinch an international aviation license from none other than the prestigious Fédération Aéronautique Internationale. Hungry for excellence, Coleman didn't rest on her laurels. Instead, she invested 2 intense months in honing her skills, seeking guidance from a seasoned French ace pilot amidst the picturesque landscape of Paris. Come September 1921, she set sail for the United States, carrying with her a resolute determination to conquer the American skies. Upon her triumphant return, Bessie became more than just a pilot. She became a sensation, a shining symbol of what unyielding ambition and relentless perseverance could achieve. Her name echoed across headlines, and her story inspired a nation. In a world where commercial flight was still a distant dream, Bessie faced a pivotal realization. If she wanted to carve out a living as a civilian aviator, she needed to take to the skies as a fearless barnstorming stunt flyer. This meant defying gravity and performing daring aerial feats that left audiences spellbound, all with the then novel technology of airplanes. What is a barnstormer? Picture this. A thrilling spectacle of daredevilry in the wide open skies, where stunt pilots defied gravity with breathtaking maneuvers. It was an exhilarating form of entertainment known as barnstorming, where these aerial daredevils took to the heavens, wowing spectators individually or in the heart-pounding flying circuses. The aim? To leave crowds awe-inspired, not just by the pilots' astonishing skills, but also by the sheer ruggedness of their planes. This electrifying phenomenon took the United States by storm during the exuberant Roaring '20s. The fearless men and women who embarked on this airborne adventure were aptly known as barnstormers. They crisscrossed the nation, offering thrilling airplane rides and delivering jaw-dropping stunts that left audiences spellbound. It's worth noting that even the legendary Charles Lindbergh himself kick-started his aviation journey as a barnstormer. In the grand tapestry of aviation history, barnstorming stands tall as the first major form of civil aviation. It was a time when the skies were the ultimate stage, and the daring souls who took to the air wrote the first chapter in the story of airborne entertainment. Barnstorming season was a spectacle that painted the skies with exhilaration, a period that stretched from the early days of spring to well past the harvest and the county fairs in the vibrant fall. It was a time when rural towns came alive with the buzz of excitement. The drama typically unfolded with a pilot or even a team of daredevil aviators soaring over a quaint rural town, their aircraft leaving an indelible mark on the sky to capture the attention of the locals. Then, in a display that lent the practice its iconic name, they would descend upon a nearby farm, striking deals with landowners for the temporary use of their fields as a makeshift runway. Once their base of operations was secured, the aviators would set the stage for an unforgettable air show, ready to dazzle with thrilling aerial performances and the promise of airplane rides for the daring. To spread the word and summon the curious, they'd embark on buzzing runs over the village, dropping flyers like breadcrumbs of anticipation. In some towns lucky enough to play host to these airborne entertainers, the arrival of a barnstormer or their troupe had a transformative effect. It could spark a town-wide shutdown as people flocked to witness the spectacular show, marking these moments as unforgettable highlights in the tapestry of small-town life. The stunt pilots were the masters of the air, their performances a heart-pounding symphony of aerobatic artistry. They took to the heavens, executing mind-boggling maneuvers like gravity-defying spins, daring dives, exhilarating loop-the-loops, and mind-spinning barrel rolls that left spectators breathless. On the other hand, the aerialists were the true daredevils of the skies. They took showmanship to new heights with feats that pushed the boundaries of bravery. From the audacious act of wing walking to death-defying stunt parachuting and even mid-air plane transfers, their acts were a testament to human courage and creativity. Some even ventured to play tennis, engage in target shooting, and dance gracefully on the wings of their planes, defying gravity with every move. But the world of barnstorming was not without its perils. It was a realm where daring nosedives and the audacious act of flying through barns were not uncommon, often resulting in heart-stopping crashes that left both pilots and spectators holding their breath. Yet the stakes were high in this fiercely competitive arena. To truly shine, Bessie needed more than just the basics. She needed a repertoire of skills that would set her apart. Unfortunately, upon her return to Chicago, she found no one willing to mentor her in these advanced lessons. Undeterred and fueled by her unyielding determination, in February 1922, Bessie embarked on another transatlantic journey, returning to the enchanting skies of Europe. There she sought the expertise and knowledge that would propel her to even greater heights, ready to embrace the challenges and thrills that lay ahead. With an unquenchable thirst for aviation excellence, Bessie Coleman embarked on a whirlwind European odyssey that would forever shape her destiny. Over the course of the next 2 months, she immersed herself in the art of flight in the picturesque landscapes of France, diligently completing an advanced aviation course that would set her apart from others. But her journey didn't stop there. With a heart full of ambition and a boundless yearning for knowledge, she crossed borders into the Netherlands, seeking an audience with none other than Anthony Fokker, a legendary aircraft designer renowned across the globe. In her quest for mastery, she also made her way to Germany, where the esteemed Fokker Corporation awaited her arrival. There, she gleaned invaluable wisdom from one of the company's most esteemed pilots, honing her skills to perfection. Then, with her newfound expertise and unyielding spirit, Bessie made her triumphant return to the United States, poised to launch her soaring career as an exhibition aviator, ready to captivate audiences with her fearless feats in the limitless sky. Queen Bess, a moniker that resonated across the nation, became a magnetic force in the aviation world, drawing countless admirers and capturing hearts for a remarkable 5-year span. Her fame knew no bounds as she graced important events and became a sought-after interviewee for newspapers. In an era marked by division, her star shone brightly, earning her admiration from both black and white communities alike. Her trusty companions in the sky were the Curtiss JN-4 Jenny biplanes, relics of the war that had ended but still had many stories to tell. The Curtiss JN, affectionately known as the Jenny, emerged as a soaring legend from the workshops of the Curtiss Airplane Company, nestled in the picturesque Hammondsport, New York. Initially conceived as a training aircraft for the U.S. Army during World War I, the Jenny was destined for an even more illustrious role in aviation history. As the echoes of the war faded, the Jenny gracefully transitioned into civilian service, becoming the stalwart of American post-war civil aviation. It wasn't merely an aircraft, it was the very backbone of a nation's aviation dreams. In the wake of World War I, a remarkable transformation took place. Thousands of surplus Jennies found new homes with private owners, changing hands at remarkable affordable prices. These aircraft became the unsung heroes of the barnstorming era, a defining chapter in American aviation during the vibrant 1920s. The Jenny's widespread adoption helped awaken the United States to the boundless possibilities of civil aviation, forever etching its legacy in the skies and hearts of a generation. It was in these aircraft that Bessie Coleman dazzled audiences with her breathtaking aerial displays. Her American Air Show debut was nothing short of legendary, taking place on September 3, 1922. This remarkable event unfolded as a tribute to the valiant veterans of the all-black 369th Infantry Regiment of World War I. Curtiss Field on Long Island near New York City played host, with generous support from her friend Abbott and the influential Chicago Defender newspaper. The show proudly proclaimed Bessie Coleman as the world's greatest woman flyer, a title that she had rightfully earned. The stage was set, and alongside her, 8 other American ace pilots graced the skies, delivering awe-inspiring aerial performances. Merely 6 weeks after her triumphant debut, Bessie Coleman descended upon the Windy City once more. This time, the stage was set to pay tribute to the valiant soldiers of World War I's 370th Infantry Regiment. With an eager audience gathered at the Checkerboard Airdrome, which we now know as the hallowed grounds of Hines Veterans Administration Medical Center in Hines, Illinois, Loyola Hospital, Maywood, and the neighboring Cook County Forest Preserve, the anticipation was palpable. In this high-stakes aerial spectacle, Bessie held nothing back. She took to the skies with an exhilarating display of daring maneuvers, executing gravity-defying figure-eights, exhilarating loops, and heart-pounding near-ground dips. The crowd, bathed in excitement, roared in appreciation as she painted the sky with her audacious artistry. Bessie's aerial prowess had once again left her audience spellbound, cementing her status as an aviation sensation not to be missed. For Bessie, the exhilaration of performing daring stunts and basking in the adoration of cheering crowds was only one facet of her grand dream. Deep within her, a childhood promise lingered, a vow to, quote, amount to something, unquote, one day. As a professional aviator, Coleman faced her fair share of scrutiny from the press, often accused of opportunism and criticized for her flamboyant style during her exhibition flights. But she was unshaken, for her reputation as a fearless and skilled pilot spoke louder than any words. Bessie was renowned for her unwavering determination, never backing down from the challenge of completing the most daring stunts. Her journey was not without its perilous moments. In the City of Angels, Los Angeles, tragedy struck on February 22, 1923. In a harrowing incident, her plane stalled and plummeted to the ground, resulting in a broken leg and 3 fractured ribs. It was a stark reminder of the risks she faced, but Bessie's indomitable spirit remained unbroken, propelling her forward on her remarkable path. Bessie was not just a fearless aviator, but also a fierce advocate for change. Driven by a profound commitment to both aviation and the fight against racism, she crisscrossed the nation, captivating audiences with her inspiring message. Her powerful words resonated with people from all walks of life as she championed the cause of aviation and set ambitious goals for African Americans. However, she was unyielding in her principles and made it crystal clear that she would have no part in aviation events that barred the attendance of African Americans. Bessie Coleman's unwavering stand against discrimination became a beacon of hope, lighting the path toward a more inclusive future in the world of aviation. In the roaring 1920s, fate led Bessie Coleman to an encounter that would forever change her life. It happened during a speaking tour in the vibrant city of Orlando, Florida, where she crossed paths with the Reverend Hezekiah Hill and his wife Viola. These dedicated community activists were more than welcoming. They extended a heartfelt invitation for Bessie to reside with them in the parsonage of Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church, nestled on Washington Street in the bustling neighborhood of Paramore. This offer, more than just hospitality, was a lifeline that would fuel her dreams. The Hills became her family away from home, treating her as their own daughter. Under their loving influence, Bessie decided to put roots down in Orlando and set up a beauty shop to bolster her finances, inching closer to her ultimate dream, owning her own plane. The path to fame took an intriguing turn when her media connections offered her a starring role in the feature-length film Shadow and Sunshine. The African-American seminal film-producing company was set to finance this exciting venture, and Bessie jumped at the chance, hoping it would propel her career to new heights and provide the funds she needed to establish her own flying school. However, as the details of her role in the movie unfolded, Bessie's unwavering principles came to the forefront. In the initial scene, she was expected to appear in tattered clothes, clutching a walking stick and burdened by a pack on her back. It was a portrayal that she simply could not accept. In her resolute stance, Bessie sent a powerful message, one rooted in her unshakable convictions. Her decision to walk away from the movie set wasn't just a career move, it was a statement of her unwavering commitment to the cause of racial equality and self-respect. Sadly, Bessie Coleman's time on this earth was not long enough for her to fulfill her dream of establishing a school for young Black aviators. However, her groundbreaking achievements ignited a flame of inspiration that would burn brightly for generations of African American men and women. In the words of Lieutenant William J. Powell, dedicated to the memory of Coleman in his book Black Wings from 1934, her legacy was a beacon of hope. He wrote, quote, "Because of Bessie Coleman, we have overcome that which was worse than racial barriers. We have overcome the barriers within ourselves and dared to dream," unquote. Lieutenant Powell, a veteran who had served in a segregated unit during World War I, tirelessly championed the cause of Black aviation through his writings, journals, and the establishment of the Bessie Coleman Aero Club in 1929. Back to Bessie's story. The date was April 30th, 1926, and Bessie found herself in Jacksonville, Florida, with an ambitious plan taking shape. She had recently acquired a Curtiss JN-4, the Jenny. She found the aircraft from Dallas a significant purchase that held the promise of thrilling air shows and new horizons. However, the journey to Jacksonville was far from smooth. Her trusted mechanic and publicity agent, a 24-year-old named William Wills, had the challenging task of flying the Jenny from Dallas. Along the way, they faced not one, not two, but three harrowing forced landings, all due to the aircraft's lamentable state of maintenance. When Bessie's friends and family learned of these alarming incidents, they grew deeply concerned about the safety of the aircraft. They implored her to reconsider flying it, but Bessie remained resolute. Her determination knew no bounds. On that fateful day, April 30th, 1926, as the aircraft taxied for takeoff, it was Wills who piloted the Jenny, with Bessie by his side. She had a parachute jump scheduled for the following day and wanted to survey the terrain from the cockpit, her eyes fixed on the endless possibilities that lay before her in the opening skies. Around 10 minutes into what should have been a routine flight, fate took a devastating twist. The aircraft unexpectedly nosedived and then spiraled into a spin while hovering 3,000 feet above the earth. In that heart-wrenching moment, Bessie Coleman was flung from the plane, hurtling toward the ground below. The impact at 2,000 feet sealed her fate, ending her life in an instant. Tragically, William Wills, who had been at the controls, found himself powerless to regain command of the aircraft. The plane hurtled downwards, a relentless descent that ultimately led to his own demise upon impact. The aircraft, consumed by flames, erupted into a fiery explosion. In the aftermath of this devastating event, investigators discovered the wrench used for servicing the engine had become wedged within the controls, rendering them unmanageable. It was a cruel twist of fate that had claimed the life of Bessie Coleman, a pioneering spirit who had touched the skies with dreams of boundless horizons. She was just 34 years old at the time of her tragic departure from this world. In the heart of Atlanta, Texas, a hidden gem awaits at the Regional History Museum. There you'll discover a remarkable tribute to the legendary Bessie Coleman. A scaled-down reproduction of her iconic yellow biplane, affectionately known as Queen Bess, takes center stage, an awe-inspiring glimpse into her aviation journey. But that's not all. The museum's treasure trove includes a meticulously preserved uniform and a trove of memorabilia that offers a vivid glimpse into the life and times of this trailblazing aviator. As you step outside the museum, a Texas historical marker stands proudly at 101 Northeast Street in historic downtown Atlanta, marking a place where history was made. And if you follow Bessie's trail even further, you'll find yourself at Bessie Coleman Drive, a road that pays homage to her enduring legacy, leading you to the Hall Miller Municipal Airport in Atlanta. It's a journey that beckons you to walk in her footsteps to celebrate the extraordinary achievements of a true aviation pioneer. In 1995, the U.S. Postal Service paid a fitting tribute to the remarkable Bessie Coleman with a 32-cent stamp, forever immortalizing her legacy. This special commemoration, known as the Bessie Coleman Commemorative, holds a significant place as the 18th installment in the prestigious U.S. Postal Service Black Heritage Series. Bessie's accolades didn't stop there. In 2001, she received a well-deserved honor as she was inducted into the National Women's Hall of Fame, recognizing her pioneering spirit and extraordinary contributions to aviation. And in 2006, the skies themselves seemed to applaud as Bessie Coleman was inducted into the esteemed National Aviation Hall of Fame, cementing her status as a true aviation legend and an enduring source of inspiration for generations to come. If you would like to learn more about Bessie Coleman, I highly recommend the following books. Queen Bess, Daredevil Aviator, written by Doris Rich and Mae Jameson. Another book is Wings to Fly, the Bessie Coleman story. This book just came out in February of 2023 and was written by Aniva Walker. The Teacher's Pick book is Nobody Owns the Sky, the story of brave Bessie, ages 6 to 9 and written by Reeve Lindbergh. I hope you enjoyed the story today. I'm going to go get myself a beverage and I hope you do as well, and meet me at the coffee corner. Hi everyone. Welcome to Coffee Corner. I hope everyone's doing well today. I want to welcome our new listeners from Brazil. In celebration of having some new listeners from Brazil, I didn't research, I just kind of did a quick Google, but anyway, of some coffin, sorry, I don't know where that came from, common coffee bean varieties growing in Brazil. And supposedly, you can correct me, our listeners from Brazil, there are 6 common coffee bean varieties growing in Brazil, all of which are Arabica, which is a darker roast, and it's a single origin bourbon bean, roasted medium dark for intense flavor. The other 5 varieties you can expect to find in Brazil are, okay, please forgive my pronunciation, Cutaya, Mundu, Novo, Típica, and Marigot type. Sorry. And it says, typically all of these coffee bean varieties will have a low caffeine content and be almost free of acidity. This means that the flavor profile is vibrant, dancing in your mouth. The tasting notes are harmonic, making for some excellent blends. So it sounds like there's some wonderful coffee there in Brazil. Okay, I just re-listened to that part because sometimes I do that just to make sure my sound and everything's good. And I did something that I can't stand it when people do. I think I said supposedly, and that's not the word. That's not the word. It's supposedly. Okay, supposedly. Okay. All right, Lisa. Okay, so back to, I have some exciting news. I'm excited to share that I'm working on releasing a Podpage website where I'll be able to upload pictures that go with each episode. So as people visit that part of the website, you'll be able to see actual pictures of these people, just to put faces to the names and kind of bring the story a little more to life. And also there's interactive parts of this webpage coming out where we can communicate, hopefully a little more easily. Because my hope for the podcast is that it's more of a dialogue and your chance to weigh in on thoughts about anything, from previous episodes to current events to just how you're doing. And I'm anxious to hear from everyone from all different parts of the world. I think that would be really cool. So anyway, more to come on that website page. It's not quite ready to go, but we're almost there. I'll let you know. For now, if you would like to send in any thoughts, reflections, prayer requests, or hero heart stories, please send it to Mindset Matters Podcast, the numeral 1, at gmail.com. Another thing that I'm excited about is I saved up to purchase a more quality microphone. So I'm hoping that you had a smoother listening experience on this episode. If some of you would give me some feedback on that, I would really appreciate it. I just would like it to be a good listening experience for everyone. What did you think of today's episode? I just thought she was so inspiring. She's born at the time of segregation. She's literally working in the cotton fields, and but she has this like burning passion to be an aviator. And she makes it happen. And despite all of those challenges, and when she wasn't admitted into the schools here in the States, she just said, okay, you know what? I'm going to go to France. And she got her pilot's license there. And just the resolve, with every roadblock that came up, she was just determined and resolved to push through until she achieved her goal. And I really admire that because sometimes I find myself when I hit roadblocks getting, easily discouraged and, oh, this is too hard or too time consuming or too, but really to reach your goals, you've got to push through those moments and find other ways if you come to a roadblock of meeting your goal. So I just thought it was very inspiring in that sense. And I also kind of could imagine, when she was so popular as a barnstormer, my thought was, I wondered how the male barnstormers took to her, kind of showing them up a little bit. Like I wondered if there was some rivalry there, where she was so good at what had previously been, a very male dominated sport, I guess you call it, the barnstorming. Also, learning about barnstorming was fun for me when I did the research, so I didn't really know much of anything about that, so that was interesting for me. But I'd love to hear what you think. Now it's time for a local hero heart story. Big shout out to Anita from Texas, who made me cry. So get ready. She sent the following. Hello to all Mindset Matters listeners. I have been an elementary librarian for 32 years. Every year I ask students to write a hero story. Inevitably, I receive many stories of caped crusaders, music stars, sports heroes, TV stars, etc. So this year I tailored my lesson to help students explore the idea that everyday people in their lives can be a hero too. The resulting essays were so heart-touching, I picked one for your listeners, written by a third grader. The title is My Amazing Hero Mom. Once upon a time in a small town, there lived a superhero, but she wasn't like the superheroes in comic books with capes and masks. She was my mom, and she was the best hero in the whole wide world. My mom wasn't tall and strong like Superman, but she had a heart that was bigger than anyone else's. She woke up early every day to make me yummy pancakes for breakfast, even when she was really tired from working all night. Her pancakes were the fluffiest and tastiest in the whole world, and she always made them just the way I liked them. Mom had a special power to make everything better. When I had a bad day at school, she would sit with me and listen to me to talk about it. Her super listening powers make me feel so much better. She would give me a warm hug and say, "You're stronger than you think, my little superhero." One day I got really sick. I had a high fever and I couldn't stop coughing. Mom stayed with me all night, holding my hand and making sure I took my medicine. She read me stories and her voice was like magic. I knew her special healing powers would make me feel better soon. My mom also had a super talent for making the best costumes. Every Halloween, she would create the most amazing costumes for me. One year, I wanted to be a dragon, and she made me a dragon costume with wings that could flap. My friends were jealous. But the best thing about my mom was her super love. She loved me more than anything in the world, and I knew it. She always told me that I could be anything I wanted to be and do anything I wanted to do. I always felt like I could fly to the moon. Even though my mom didn't have the super ability to fly, she was my hero in every way that mattered. She was the kindest, most loving, and most amazing mom in the whole wide world. And to me, that made her the greatest superhero of all time. I was so lucky to have her as my mom, and I knew that I would always be her superhero, no matter how old I got. You'll notice the story is written in past tense. This student's mom passed away this previous spring. Anita writes, "Thank you for uplifting stories and a great big hello from the state of Texas." Thank you, Anita. This story, oh my gosh. Number one, shout out to you for being like the best librarian in the whole wide world, and for your lesson that really helped kids, look at the heroes right around them. But my gosh, this little story here, oh my goodness, it was just so touching. So kudos to you and all teachers, really, because you guys are superheroes. So thank you so much for sending that in. Our quote of the day comes from Bessie Coleman. She says, "I refused to take no for an answer." Thank you so much for taking of your time today to listen to this episode of Mindset Matters, The Courage to Continue. Episodes coming up are Louis Zamperini, and the one after that will be about Roselle the guide dog from 9/11. I hope to see you then. Thank you for giving your time to listen to this episode of Mindset Matters, The Courage to Continue. You are of value. You are loved. You are not alone. If you are struggling with thoughts of suicide, help is available. Dial 988 24 hours a day for free confidential support. If you are not in crisis but need support, please feel free to reach out to me at the email mindsetmatterspodcast1@gmail.com. Again, that's all lowercase, mindsetmatterspodcast1@gmail.com. Remember to change your day by what you think and say. We'll see you next time.